No idea what is going on.
Hello. Happy Thursday. We were just yapping about the open.
Oh, day one that I am not really sore.
You did it Thursday or Friday?
Friday afternoon.
I did it Monday. I'm just doing the workouts for fun. Pretty sore. My quads are messed up. I ran yesterday. We ran a lot, so I think a lot for me. So I think that helped a little to like flush out the system. Today felt pretty bad, but then it's like fine when I warm up, and then when I cool down again, it hurts again. Do you know what I mean?
Can't relate to that feeling. I mean,
All right,
I was
so
down so bad.
you did Friday Night Lights.
I did it right before Friday Night Lights, but I
Okay.
judged and stuff at Friday Night Lights.
What do you think of the workout? How'd it go for you?
It didn't. I think I said on here I wanted to get through the 40. I did not. A year ago, definitely would have got through the 40. I was doing like sets of 5. My foot cramped, like the arch of my right foot cramped so badly during the wall balls that I just kept breaking. Like aerobically, it wasn't hard. And like really, obviously my legs were really sore, but it was really like the arch of my foot that I just couldn't like keep pushing off the
It's a
floor. It
lot
was
of
weird.
jumping.
I got through 10 of the second set of 40. Considering where my fitness level is at, I'm happy with that. But I mean, I went for a walk on, Walt has something in his mouth. I went for a walk on Saturday evening because I had sat all day and I felt I was like getting worse. I woke up Saturday and I was like, okay, not that bad. And then I sat all day and I was like, I need to move. So I went on a walk and I literally didn't think that I was going to be able to make it back to my car. And like, I'm not even being dramatic.
No, I
Like,
know what
my
you're talking
leg
about.
kept like going out when I would try to step on it. And I was like, I have
I was
nobody to call
coaching.
to pick me up. Like, this is crazy. And then Sunday, it was even worse to the point where I was like, maybe I have rhabdo. Like, it's unlike anything I had ever experienced. And until this morning, I can like finally flex my quad without any soreness a week later.
I'm so sore. I've had that feeling in my quads after like dumbbell thrusters is usually when I get it because I think because I'm very long legged, I use a lot of posterior chain in everything. So there's very few things that get my quads, but you can't really lean forward with a dumbbell thruster. So that's probably why those get me. I was more like, I was sore, but more than sore, like, when you're done with a workout and your legs feel like cement, like after an assault bike sprint or something, I felt like that for 2 days, which I did on Monday. So like yesterday it started to get better a little, but that's what I was more worried about because I was like, after that goes away, is the soreness going to set in? And it did, and it was not great, but not as bad as I thought. But the cement feeling like twice yesterday when I was coaching, I like buckled in the middle of coaching. I was fucking like dropped and I was like, oh, sorry guys. Like I could not get on the floor to do demos and stuff, but it's better for sure. I did it Monday. I wasn't gonna do it, and then one of my friends that I work out with a lot was like, can we do it Monday? So I replaced my Metcon that I had my programming Monday with it, but it's so funny because my Monday Metcon was actually very similar to today's open workout. I had like single arm overhead lunges and dumbbell snatches and some gymnastics, and I was like, damn, kind of wish I had done that, but I'll do that maybe. So maybe this one I'll do Monday because my legs might be fully recovered then.
So speaking of programming like that, I don't know if we've ever talked about this, but I was doing soul programming this time last year, and the first like Monday of the open, we had I can't remember like what the workout. Oh, it was the like dumbbell burpee workout. That Monday we did something, and then the open workout was announced on Thursday, and I was like, oh, good thing we just did this. It was just a coincidence. And then the second week, it was thrusters and like double unders and echo bike, and I was like, this seems like a pattern now. And then I was like, week 3, it can't just be a coincidence. No, they totally do, because every single Monday it was like almost exactly mimicking what the open workout was. So Danny,
maybe it's coincidence.
There's no way it was a coincidence. So maybe your coach isn't in.
I did surprise myself in this workout because I thought so quad endurance is like my worst thing. I'm very like pull with my arms and that's all I've got. And I would say 80% of my programming revolves around trying to get stronger legs and quad endurance. Like I have no power output. That's all my weakness. So I thought this workout was going to be very bad. And I got 14 of the 18 step overs after the 66, which like not a great score, a pretty average score, but like I was like, there's no way I'm even making it halfway through the 66. So, the work's paying off slowly. It's better. And I've been ramping up running because I'm doing high rocks in June. So I was like, it's cool that I guess that, I mean, I don't really think running's quad endurance, not in the same way. So it's cool that my quads are still somewhat coming along.
I don't even know. I did a 26.1 like leaderboard thing with PC on B.Friendly on Monday. I don't even know if you knew that. But he was talking about doing that workout on Monday and he's like not signed up or whatever. And he's like, oh, I just want to do it for fun. I was like, I would advise against it, actually.
Yeah, I wish I hadn't.
Whole week.
To be honest, like me, this guy that I work out with wanted to do it, so we train together a few days a week. He's a PT at my gym, and he was like, "How about we like decided that he was gonna do it, and I was gonna like judge him just to like count, and then just to keep him on because he wanted to like not rest a lot." And this like should have been a better workout for him, and I beat him by like a few reps. He was in the step overs also, so I went after him, and I think when I realized that I might be able to beat him is probably what like carried me to keep going. And I like I got to those step overs with very little time left and managed 14 because I just like sent it on the last one. And I was like, probably that was the push that I needed. But yeah, I definitely wish I'm not mad that I did it. I wish I had not done it on a Monday because that's like a brutal, like I'm like, I can't do this open workout tomorrow because I'm not gonna lunge. I did wall balls today in my workout, but like I was breaking a lot because my quads were feeling it.
Yeah. Let me pull up because they announced 26.2 today. I knew just from like what is going on at Wodapalooza and kind of the movements that are normally in the open, I knew it was going to be a gymnastics workout just because I think Wodapalooza is gymnastics heavy. They have the gymnastics complex. So I figured it was going to be gymnastics, and this is like always my worst nightmare. This one, like the gymnastics workout, honestly, it's not the worst. Like I saw it and I was just like, okay, like last time I did it, I mean, I did last year too, but 2 years ago when they had the like 50, what was it? Like thrusters and then 50 chest to bar and then thrusters and 50 bar muscle, like something crazy like that.
I don't think it was ever 50.
It was definitely 50 chest to bar because my hands were so bloody. I can't remember. I thought we talked about this, maybe not on an episode. Maybe I was talking to somebody else. I don't know. But there was so many chest
Your other girlfriend?
Yes. And my hands were bleeding. And my coach was like, stop looking at your hands. You already know they're bleeding. Just keep going.
Oh, we did talk. I do remember this.
And I was working on my muscle ups and I was so bummed because I like got, I don't know, 3 or something. And I had to really put in a lot of work for them. So honestly, if I could get a ring muscle up, that'd be great. But I haven't done one in like.
I really wish it wasn't ring muscle ups because I do love gymnastics, but I would say pretty good at bar muscle ups. I'm not great at ring. Like I can do them, but like under fatigue, there's not going to be many. If this is bar muscle ups, I'd be hyped. Like this is a workout I could smoke. I don't know. The overhead walking lunge is actually pretty bad for me because mobility, but single arm, I might be able to get away with overusing one arm and leaning a little bit, but 80 feet, I think is a decently long distance. Maybe you don't feel that way. I feel like 80 feet is far.
80 feet. Well, okay. I'm trying to think of like the gym setup. Yeah, it's a lot.
Like if you have a long rig, it's probably what, 50 feet? I mean,
That I don't know. That I don't know. So
Yeah.
wait, what's the? It's not 80 feet unbroken, right?
No, 20 at a time.
20 at a time. Okay, I was gonna say that'd be crazy. That's not that bad.
I actually do think the 20 will be nice because we're used to doing like 25. So I feel
Yeah.
like that'll actually maybe I'm just like gonna have to set the dumbbell down more than I want to because of my overhead position, but we'll see.
What?
Okay. Um the 20 pull-ups I feel like are irrelevant. Like could do them unbroken, probably will break them because it doesn't matter. Um the chest to bar. Like I mean it's this entire workout if you're getting to the ring muscle ups is just managing everything to have something left for the ring muscle ups.
For me, it's definitely a like 20 pull-ups. I can do that, not unbroken, but like I can do it. The chest to bar, I'm probably gonna end up doing like sets of 2 or 3, but like I can get them done. It
But I
really
don't
just
think
will
that
be
matters. Like for I mean, obviously for elite, but I think for most people, like just chipping away consistently, like you don't have to do a huge set. It's just 20. You can do
right.
threes and move pretty quick.
Hopefully. Oh, last year's lunges were even shorter. Last year was great with the burpee
Um,
and the lunges. Last year was great. I don't remember what it was, 20 feet maybe. I can't remember.
this is 20 feet, so it's probably 15 if he's saying it's shorter. Um, I just overhead's not great for me. I love lunging. I actually really like lunging because it's better than squatting for me mobility wise. I'm not like, but overhead, I was like, any other form of lunging, I'd be really happy. But
I
oh, it was 30 feet at a time. Okay.
but I think it was 15 down, yeah,
Yeah,
15
that's
back. It
yeah,
was
that's
really short.
ideal for my overhead.
Um, I really like overhead lunging. I think I'd rather that than anything else because the weight is not like on you. It's just kind of like I don't
Oh, we
know.
are
It
different
seems like a
humans.
walking lunge, but this is something that is going to also leave me unbelievably sore, but just in different places. Anytime
I
I
mean,
do any sort of lunges, I'm sore so bad.
I do think the overhead though will affect the gymnastics. Is
Uh,
Mesa's overhead a work in progress or a permanent limiter? It's a work in progress. Like I think if you saw my overhead, you'd be like, it's not great. But when I started, I could not hold a barbell overhead. I'm just like not a flexible person. I've come a long way. Like I could not overhead squat at all, and now I can. But like it limits me, but it continues to get better. So we'll see. Maybe I'll surprise myself and it will be less uncomfortable.
I am a little nervous. So we were talking about this before we went live. I asked Mesa if you could do all of your lunges on one arm with the
We
dumbbell
can.
overhead, obviously, because I am afraid that my right shoulder will not let me get in a super great position with the dumbbell. Normally, that wouldn't be an issue, but because of my shoulder, I am a
Yeah.
little afraid. So I don't know, but 20 feet is not that far. So that's like
I mean, like
7
I was
lunges
saying,
for
like
me.
I'll probably do more on one arm, but not all on one arm.
I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. Then I was thinking just quick transitions like 20 on your right, 20 on your left. That's only probably 6 lunges for me.
You be tall.
So 5 or 6, if 5 if I step probably, maybe, I don't know. Um so I don't know. We'll see. I don't know when I'm going to do it. I was just talking to some people before I came on here. I don't know if I'm going to do it tomorrow. It either have to be at 6 a.m. because of my, new work schedule, or maybe I
Yeah.
just leave it till Saturday. I don't know.
Maybe give yourself a little bit more time to recover the I was gonna say I also it's really interesting because like I love pull-ups. I like muscle ups. I'm trying to get 30 straight. Like pulling is a decent thing for me. Chest to bars are actually my weakest gymnastic movement purely because of mobility, right? Like it's not a pulling issue to get that much thoracic extension, which is just a limiter for me. Like I can butterfly, but it's not my pull that goes. It's like I can't arch enough. Like it's a lot of I have to be very warm to get there. So I actually like would prefer it to be 20 bar muscle ups over 20 chest to bar. That's how much better my muscle ups are.
It would probably take me longer to get through 20 bar muscle up, maybe not. But I would rather do bar muscle ups, even if I
Which
like
is
couldn't
people
finish.
think that's really interesting, but I think chest to bar, especially a butterfly, is like you have to have very good mobility to get that rhythm.
Yeah, I can't. I'm gonna have to kip them. I can't butterfly them. I don't
We'll
even know
see.
if I can do a butterfly pull up.
I'm not
Um,
great at them, but I do remember one time I was in a team competition and we were like team of four. And I did a lot of like, it was like ascending gymnastics. And there was like a bunch of chest to bar. And the dude that was supposed to do most of them like ripped his hand. It was like gushing. And he just tagged me in and I went and did 20 unbroken because I had to chest to bars. And I was like, okay, maybe I'm not bad at them under pressure. So maybe tomorrow or
yeah,
whenever I do the workout, they'll appear. But yeah, I also think like if you're not mobile in bar muscle ups, you can use that reflex to kind of help you. Whereas in chest to bar, you can't really do that.
yeah. It honestly really is just my grip. I I always blame it on my shoulder, but I was just going back and looking through some of my old videos, and I had a video back in Illinois of me doing like 15 toes to bar unbroken, and I just like got off the bar like it was nothing. I'm like, okay, so I actually didn't always suck at these. It's really just my grip. I cannot hang on at
I
all.
re-grip on all my gymnastics because I have bad grip. I let go every rep.
Ugh, I've tried that. I don't know.
Because I like have a decent pull but bad grip, so I re-grip. Yeah, do you think Dave is washed? Question of the day.
Washed in the sense of, well, actually, my answer is just no overall. But if I look at the last two open workouts, I like them. I like them. They're a little like gritty and they're not like you think about last year with the dumbbells. What was it? Dumbbell snatch and burpees over the dumbbell and whatever it was. A little like not super exciting. And these last two, especially the wall balls, you saw and you're like, oof, that's really gonna hurt. And then this 26.2 is also kind of cool. I like it. I
Yeah,
think
I mean, I think when people say so, like I don't
you don't
want
like Dave.
don't like Dave, but I bear with me. I don't think he's washed. I don't like Dave because of other reasons, and I think he should step down. But I don't like. I've never thought his programming was bad. I still think he's good at programming. I still think he programs good workouts. Like I'm not mad about these. I don't think his like abilities are washed. Is that fair?
Hmm.
Like I think he still puts on a good show and he still knows how to test for things. I never have doubted his like ability to do that, if that makes sense.
I was having a conversation with PC probably last week, and I think this spin had, is it the barbell spin, the spin? I never know what to say. Anyway, they were talking about Dave being washed, I think, and somebody brought up JR being a like, what if JR programmed the games? And I was telling PC, I'm like, I don't think Dave is washed, but I think there is like, if you want to keep it classic CrossFit, there's really only so much that you can do. And not that JR does not do classic CrossFit, but he makes it exciting. There's like an entertainment factor
Yeah.
to it and an excitement factor. And I think I was telling PC, I'm like, if JR could program the games, I think that would be so fun and a fresh breath of air. Not that I think that Dave does a bad job,
Fresh
because
breath of air.
I didn't like when Boz programmed. I was there and it was an
Yeah.
okay games, but I didn't super love it. But I think JR would be great.
I think he would be very good at a games programming. I don't think I would want him to program the open necessarily, but like if you just being at Crash and like seeing the way those workouts were programmed and how they played out on the floor, he has that idea of like the spectacle of an event and like how it's like when it's going to hit, how it's going to hit, different things like that, you know?
Yeah, I would love to see something like that. Um, you have to do a qualifier, right? To do Crash? It's an online
Yes.
qualifier? Yeah. What's that
Yeah, it's
like?
like actually really hard, the online qualifier, because I know some athletes in Charleston that have like tried, and some who have made it, but like it's ridiculously hard and they only take such a small pool
Yeah.
of athletes and like it's becoming a more well-known competition that a lot of elite athletes and I would say bubble athletes are trying to do. So like it's very hard to qualify for. Um yes, I don't Did you end up signing up? You did end up signing up for the Open, right? Did you put your score in?
I did. Well, yeah, I'm not gonna sign up and not put my score in. I put it in.
Ryan, I agree with this, that JR is the best programmer in the space. I do agree with that.
Yeah, I think he's great. From
Shouting
what
him out because he's had some videos with Brian Friend this week. Go check him out.
who,
They did.
JR?
No, Ryan, who made
Oh,
this comment. They did some
oh.
programming collab YouTube videos with some
I'm
really rage baity stuff in there.
I'm so behind on all of my content.
I only know him because like I mean he's competed in a few things, but he at WFP I interviewed him because he like there was a split in a workout on the Echo bike at the end. It was like a sprint at the end, which was disgusting, and it was faster than Dallin's split. I mean,
Jeez.
and I was like, oh, if you can beat Dallin Pepper on the Echo bike, I don't think he beat him overall, but I think his like split on the Echo bike. It's
Mhm.
faster. Like I notice. So
PC said you can't really make that determination that he's washed until the games programming is announced. Open and cross qualify. Oh, quarterfinal. Sorry, I can't read. Are very limiting in his creativity. I don't think that's true because there's so many open workouts that are really fun. Obviously, you can't have odd objects or do like really cool fancy stuff, but like there's also been games that are pretty boring, but also been games that are really exciting. So I don't think
I would say that the skills set is different. Like, I don't think that it's like you can't see if they're a good programmer. It's just a different skill set to program for open and quarterfinals versus the games, which is why I think when I say JR, I think of games because it is some of those things that like most athletes haven't touched. You want it to be a spectacle. You want to see how it plays out on the floor. That's not the skill set you need for
Mhm,
open and quarterfinals.
that's fair.
Um,
Kenneth, you didn't love the sandbag lift because of that. Now everyone gets to extend their arms with odd objects. Okay, so I was there that year and I was like, that was the last games that I went to. And I'm like, I cannot wait for Saturday night. The lift is great. I think the last games I went to was like a max snatch or something. It was wonderful. And then once we got there, they announced that it was a sandbag clean. And I was like, what? In person, it was actually very exciting, but it went on for so long. We didn't get out of there until like after 10 probably. It took forever. And
mhm.
it was really exciting, but like I'd rather not. I'd rather it be a snatch or clean or something cool. But it wasn't that bad.
I thought that was a really cool event. One of my best friends is a physical therapist and he competes in strongman. And we like yapped a lot about what strongman competitors could do and how, different techniques and all that. So I thought that was cool. But I think it's funny. So maybe like this was like a long time after that games. My mom was in Charleston visiting me and we were like, she was like reading or something, and I had some CrossFit YouTube video on, like it wasn't the sandbag. And then it just like, like rolled into the sandbag video, like the next video that played. And I had to go to class or work or something. And I came back and my mom had watched the entire women's field sandbag event. And she was like, Danny Spiegel, that was crazy. And like, she didn't know really much about CrossFit then. That was like a long time ago. She probably knows more now. But I was like, yeah. And she was like, those women are so strong, the weights. And I was like, and I think that like that, if you don't know, maybe a sandbag is just like it's a 250 ball and they have to get it here. It's like easy to
Yep.
fathom how hard that for like a more not someone who hasn't done barbell. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like I think if you don't snatch or clean, those numbers aren't as easy to comprehend versus like
Mhm.
this is just a 200 bag of,
Right.
sand.
Okay, I guess I'm like in the minority about the Boz
I like
programming
some of
here.
it. I didn't like some of it, but I also feel like I felt that way with Dave. Like I thought when Voz did all the skills with like the crossover and that workout, I didn't love it because it was a lot of like in my mind like gimmicky things. But I felt that way about some of Dave's programming too. I think overall it kind of balances. Unless you have like 5 terrible events, it doesn't really matter.
Sure. What was the year? What was I'm probably just going to contradict myself now. I'm trying to think when I went. What was the year where they did the Capitol? Was that Boz?
No. Was it? Wait, maybe it was.
Now I feel like
The Capitol was very cool. I thought that was yeah, that is Boz's year. Yeah.
oh man, I
See,
did
but
really
that's the
like
thing. Like, there's hits and misses every year. Like, there, like, when Boz programmed, I wasn't like, maybe there's like one or two workouts I didn't like. Same as when a Dave I think that's like, no programmer is going to make you love every event, probably. Unlikely.
for sure. I did.
The
I did.
Capitol was cool.
Yeah, I didn't even we didn't go to that one because it was off
Yeah.
campus or whatever. But
Yep.
I don't know.
Off-site.
Well,
Yeah.
actually, technically, because it was at was
Yeah,
University
yeah,
of
yeah,
Wisconsin
yeah.
or
But
whatever, so
like,
it
it's just
actually
a
is off
guess.
campus. But we didn't end up going. But they had like Madison has all of these like TVs that we got to watch there, so it was
Mhm.
still really cool. But
And
um,
our girl Gabby won that event.
dude, and I didn't even know who she was then. I don't think.
I feel like you probably did. I don't
I
know.
don't think I did because I saw there was some post about that event and how Gabby won it. And I was like, I don't remember that at all. I don't think I knew who she was.
She came from like chipped her way forward, which I thought was cool. And she just handled the bag on the steps well. Um,
I
I
would
do
love that
think
event.
I was gonna say, I like looked at the leaderboard maybe when it wasn't finalized, but I think she was like in the 50s in the world in this workout, which I think is wild considering,
Which workout?
sorry, 26.1.
You got top 50.
Yeah, or like maybe
No,
I think I thought
you
it was
got,
like 52, but
I don't think so. I think she got top 50 when me and
yeah,
PC went.
which considering the movements and the fact that she had 2 Achilles surgeries in the last year is crazy. I was like, I mean, think how many box jump overs and then a to death squat with an explosive movement. Those are both like, besides double unders, I would argue that probably some of the hardest movements on her Achilles. And I was like, oh, watch out, she's coming.
I think she's going to be scary.
Yeah. I
Only
feel like
because,
every time she posts a video, she just looks more jacked, fitter. Like, I'm just like, damn, it's like
well,
week by week you see it.
well, and that's like we've seen her pretty, I mean, I say pretty frequently, but like we just saw her in December.
Mhm.
And I feel like then all of a sudden it's like, whoa, like
When I
she,
saw her at WFP, the first thing I said is like, "You've put on so much muscle since the last time
yeah.
we've seen you," and then this time, but yeah, and they just seem to have a cool training environment at TTT. I saw Chandler Smith posted a YouTube today. I want to go watch it of like a day at TTT.
I can't keep up with all the stuff. I haven't even watched
There's
the
a lot of
announcement from
content
today.
coming
I
out.
need to watch it as soon as we get off here just to see. Speaking of that, who Lucy won?
Yeah, so I watched it literally like right before we got on because I was working earlier. But Miriam came out balls to the wall, which no surprise because she's good at open style things. And
Mhm.
also ring muscle ups are her worst movement. So I think she was trying to give herself as much as she could. She was really ahead and then got a no rep where she had to bring it all the way back in the lunge. So that cost her
Um,
like 20 seconds, but I don't think it would have mattered because she was way behind on the ring muscle ups. Like she had to do twos, threes, and singles.
mhm.
Um, and then Amy Kringle was like way back. And then she got up on the rings and did a huge set. And she was like 1 rep behind Lucy. And they were like rep for rep. It was really exciting. Everyone was like, Amy's out of it. And then she did a huge, like, she came on the rings, like, because she's good at pulling. And it was actually really exciting. But we know Lucy's good at workouts that end in ring muscle ups. Remember Wodapalooza when she beat Laura Horvath in the end on a ring
Oh,
muscle up
Lucy. Yeah,
workout?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So, PC said, I bet she retests this at least 3 times, talking about Miriam. She's like notorious for doing open workouts like 70 million times. It's crazy. I don't understand it, but winning the open, kind of her thing. They did say in the announcement that all 3 of them were top 10. And I guess I didn't realize she was top 10 at the games. So
Who?
Miriam Von Rohr last year. I think she was like 10th. Someone fact
Really?
checked that for us. They said all 3 top 10 at the games last year. And I do remember she like inched her way up a little, but I didn't realize. Ryan said Amy's backswing on her dip is very efficient, no wasted energy. Yes, her ring muscle ups are beautiful. Most of what she does is beautiful. She moves very well. But it was very impressive because she gamed that super well because she was very far behind. Not very, but like for how tight of a workout it was.
Uh,
Miriam's 26.1 is the craziest thing ever.
hold on.
The 950. Did you see that?
Yeah, I'm trying to find her on the leaderboard.
Someone said 7 or 8.
Did I just miss it? Oh yeah, she did get 7th.
Yeah. She worked her way up. Good for her.
That's crazy.
But yeah, that 26.1, 950 was insane.
Well, yeah. I
She
mean,
did a full out sprint for 12 minutes. Like full sprint.
well, for 9 minutes and 50 seconds.
Sorry,
Yes.
9 minutes, 50 seconds. Yes. Not 12 minutes.
Yeah, no, that I saw that video and I was like, is this right? Is this on? Am I watching this in like 2 times speed? Because this is nuts.
Like she took the ball and ran to the
Yeah.
box for step overs. I was like, her like ran and like she almost like hopped the box because she was going so fast. And I was like, what's happening?
Yeah, she was really fast. I think you said Amy didn't, or not Amy, sorry, Lucy didn't win by much today.
Yeah, not much. It was like 1 rep.
Oh, I was gonna say, I wonder how her score will fare the rest of the week. I assume she'll probably redo it then if it was that close, because then other people, I'm assuming, will probably beat her, right?
I don't know. She did so well in the last one. Like this might be something where it's just like not worth redoing because
I know, but what if she went,
yeah.
not that it
Yeah.
matters if you win, the open, but
I also think, and like that Miriam said this, like this is so different from my gym, and I do think so. Like the rings were very high, like even the crash pad. Miriam jumped once or twice and like missed the rings, or like they were swinging because she couldn't reach them. And like in your gym, you're always gonna have the most
yeah.
ideal perfect setup, and this was like, I think the ring height does like you do a ring muscle up, like jumping into the perfect height matters for
Mhm.
especially when that's like a weakness. Obviously, this simulates like competition better, but I do think Miriam redoes workouts all the time, but I do think like redoing it where you don't need a crash pad or like the rings are set perfectly for you could make a difference.
Yeah, for sure. I can see that. I mean, I have a crash out if I don't have a bar that I like for bar muscle ups. So
Oh,
I assume
PC said Holta just finished in 8:48.
I have hold on, let me share my screen here. Not that it matters.
What was Lucy's time?
That's not what I want to share. How do I do this?
I'm gonna look up her time.
I have it. Hold on. I got it. Stop screen. Share screen. Here we go. Can you see it? I have a million tabs open. She got 9 wait a second. Sorry.
Less.
650.
Yeah, I don't know.
What did
he said 8:48, so that's not that good. No, it wasn't 9:53 because Miriam von Rohr finished in like
it's right here.
8 something, yeah.
650,
Yeah.
657,
So,
and 808.
yeah, none of these times are, I don't know. People are giving us random times that they think are fast, but they're not as fast as any of these girls, so I don't know. It's fine. I'm trying to think who's gonna like Noah Olson will probably annihilate this
Oh yeah,
workout.
that's literally at the same time.
Oh, that's crazy. PC, stop reading my mind. I was trying to think which women are gonna do which women. I don't know why I said that weird. Which women are gonna do really well in this workout? Who's really gymnasty? I mean,
You're asking the wrong person about any of this stuff. I have no idea.
I'm trying to think. I don't know.
Thea will probably beat everybody.
She's pregnant.
I know. Probably beat them pregnant.
She'll probably beat everyone.
I'm trying to see who's on that. I don't really know any of this stuff, guys. I'm out on who's good at stuff.
I mean, Colton will probably do very well in this because he's so fast at gymnastics.
Yeah, but will he have to take? Actually, no, because he did pretty well. I think on the lunge workout, he did like one lunge rep more than me, and I'm like a foot taller than him, maybe more. I don't know.
I mean, Danielle Brandon probably will do well because her overhead position is so good. But I mean, and her gymnastics are good.
Trish, I'm so happy to see your name again.
Trish the Dish, 2026. Oh, I didn't know she had updated the year of her name.
I'm gonna French braid her hair at Wodapalooza.
Are you so serious?
Yeah. Right, Trish?
Crazy. I'm trying to see. Oh yeah, Gabby is in 43rd. Who came 43rd in that workout?
Yeah, she did great. Everybody's saying double unders for the next one, but I think because they're using the heavy rope at Wodapalooza already, that maybe there won't be double unders. So it should be crazy, right?
I don't think there's ever been an open where there hasn't been double unders,
I
has there?
know. I know.
That's crazy.
Make sure you use the style stick. I will bring our style stick to make sure we have no flyaways at Wodapalooza. Trish, you can count on me. I'd love that. Speaking of Wodapalooza, next week.
When are you headed down?
I'll leave Thursday morning. I'm not sure actually what time I have to be there. But I'll be there, yeah, definitely Thursday morning. At some point until Sunday. I keep checking the weather because I'm like, surely it's gonna rain or something because Wodapalooza always has bad weather no matter what. Let's look at
Yeah, but it's always at a different time.
I know, but let's hold on, let's look. Let me put in Miami Beach. It has to be bad because we couldn't be that lucky. Friday, rain, Saturday, rain.
Yeah, but also like in the next week that could change.
For sure. And it's not that, it's like 20% chance. So could be worse.
Oh, look at Trish the Dish.
Yeah. I'm telling you, we're gonna be besties. I'm gonna come home with a new bestie.
Pool Boy said he was gonna take a pic with you and send it to me because I will not be making it to Wodapalooza, unfortunately.
If anybody's gonna be there, I'm gonna need a friend because this is like when we're at events together, the only time we've actually been together was SoCal. But when we're at Wodapalooza, hell yeah. For detangler, we're gonna need that. Our hair's gonna be whipping around in the wind, you know. What was I saying? When we're at Wodapalooza, or not Wodapalooza, when we're at WFP, we're both doing like our separate things, and so we don't actually really get to hang out. I'll come back to the hotel room at like 9 o'clock with
I know in
burgers.
SoCal we got to hang out. That was the only time in Plaza would
That
have
was
been.
it. At WFP, we really don't. So I'm really bummed that I have like a few things to do, but I'm gonna be kind of like a free agent. So I'm gonna need friends because I don't have anybody to hang out with. For what?
Next one, I promise.
For Miami? That's next week.
I'm stressed.
Yeah, you stress me out with that.
I'm still trying to convince Kate to come do this competition with me in July and we can hang out.
We got a lot between now and July.
I know. I know. Unfortunately, it's just I gotta pick and choose competitions because I own a gym and I'm in the first year of owning my gym, so it's hard to be away from it. And it's just kind of a busy time. And I will be there hopefully next year. I'll have a little more ability to leave. Brian said, Kate, I thought you were gonna hang with us.
Here's the thing. Brian's always too cool to hang out with me. And then PC is always like shaking hands and,
babies.
Yeah. And then I just am going to be by myself, most likely. But it's okay.
It's going to be great.
I'm going to hopefully get a little bit of a tan. It's going to be really nice. I can't wait. I don't have to work for 4 days. That will be really nice. Have you seen any other workouts?
Yes. They all look actually terrible, to be honest.
You think? I am having a hard time keeping up with because the elites are doing some of them and not all of them.
Yeah.
So there's so much going on that I haven't been able to really understand who's doing what. But what is the max lift? I don't know who this is. I'm assuming you mean Hiller, but I don't know what that means.
Are you well?
I'm not sure.
There was this workout, the heavy after dark. It's like the bike. They have to do like
Let me see if I can pull it up. The Echo
here.
Bike, right?
Empty workout. Yeah, it's like Echo Bike into clean and jerks. So it's like set 1 you do 15 cal, set 2 you do 12 cal, set 3 you do 9 cals. Into
I
like
want to do that.
Echo Bike into heavy lifts sounds like your jam. It sounds like my worst nightmare. I saw that and I was like, that sounds disgusting.
Jenny, let's do it. Find me. We can actually hang. We'll do the open workout together.
The half of this podcast that she likes is going to Wodapalooza, so.
That's not true. We're all friends. We're all
I thought at Crash we buried it, but apparently not.
T-Bird, I've been waiting for PC and Brian to do a show so they can catch me up on all the things Wodapalooza. Yeah, honestly, we probably should have done that on this episode, but I've been really busy with my new job and honestly just have not had time to do a deep dive. I'm trying to see. Wodapalooza has so much stuff on their Instagram. It's really hard to.
You said you're going Thursday? Sorry, remind me.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll probably have to
I'll leave
like
Thursday.
play it by ear next week. We'll do recaps and stuff.
Yeah.
Like I'll be watching online and you'll be live, but we'll announce that as we go.
Sorry, I'm reading this workout. 1 minute on, 3 minutes off for 3 sets. And you just work up to a max clean and jerk. And those 3 okay, I see. I don't know if I like that. I don't know if I like that structure or not.
That seems like something you'd love.
I mean, I like the workout, but as a spectator, throwing the Echo Bike in there, I would like to do it myself as an athlete. But to watch it, I just
it's just gonna limit people's weight.
Which I think is why they do it, right? They keep doing complexes and stuff and lifts, I'm assuming, to minimize injury and people not like being so crazy. Maybe.
Yeah, but lifting heavy under fatigue might have the opposite effect. You might be more prone to, I don't know.
I think you'll be too tired to go,
spice it up. See,
it'll be 80% or something instead of like 105%. I don't know. I don't know enough of the workouts to really talk about them, but there is another beach run, I think, but I don't think the elites are doing that. It's very hard to follow.
I'll have to look into it this weekend and I'll be ready to yap about it next week. Break it all down.
What's everybody saying? I'd like it more if it was total weight across all 3. Oh, so 3 scores added into 1. Maybe is it like that?
However, I do feel like sometimes it on paper doesn't look good, and then when they do it live, it's actually really interesting for heavy lifts. So
yeah, I didn't get to watch last year's lift because I was working at a different stage, but I also don't really love I don't know if they're doing it the same, but the lifting stage or platform had
no in the sand, all that. Yes,
you can't see anything. So unless you're right around the barriers, they had one set of bleachers that were going up one side, and that was it, which was kind of a bummer because that's what everybody wants to see.
I was able to get on the floor for that, basically on the railing. I had a pass somehow, was got in there, and so got some really good views. And that was where Guy did the 405 clean, hang clean, and then fake peed on his bar, and it was the greatest thing ever. He acted like a dog and fake peed on his bar.
I could see everybody, the little table I was at was I could see where the athletes were going on and off, enough to where I could see people cheering and I could hear it, but I just couldn't see any of it. And I was like, well, that's a bummer.
I walked off the floor because I was doing I wrote some articles. I will say I do think the teams of 3 is such a fun the best part to watch of Wodapalooza, and I really liked the teams of 3, but I was doing, like, daily articles for B.Friendly at the time, and I, like, walked off the floor right behind Guy, and I love Guy, and at this point had not met him, and I literally out of nowhere was like, "Guy," and he turned around, and I was like, "Was that even hard?" And he was like, "Come here," and he put his arm around me, and my friend who was with me was like, "I've never seen you so red in your entire life." I went so red, and he was like, "It wasn't that hard, but, like, I ran out of weights." And he's like, "I didn't wanna take weights from someone else," and I was like,
What a brat. Must be
"Must
nice.
be nice." Yeah.
One day, I can't wait to be strong again. I messaged my coach yesterday and I was like, I'm going to go insane. I'm like trying so hard to trust the process, but like,
Trust it. Take your
I
time.
know, but I'm like,
It hasn't even been that long.
it's been 2 months that I've had like not a lot of intensity and I'm dying to like, I touch a barbell. I haven't even touched a barbell in like 3 weeks. I need to do something. I had burpees yesterday, so that was
Did
nice.
you just say 2 weeks?
Yeah. Bro, I used to touch a
The
barbell
process
5
takes
times.
longer
No, no,
than 2
no.
weeks.
No, 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 I haven't touched a barbell. But we've been doing, like, rehab and accessory stuff for the last 2 months,
Yeah, I know, but you not touching a barbell in 2 weeks is not that long.
and I got
Bro,
it is
trust the
for
coach.
me. I am trusting my coach. I am. But I
They keep
told him
making you take a day off.
I take Sundays off. But, like, I'll like, if I wanted to, I'd go for a run, you know? I just
No, that's not a day off. Gah, you kill me
I
sometimes.
don't. I've been, like, so busy that I've, like, skipped days in the middle of the week, so I've been working out on Sundays because I have to make up a day, but now that I'm working out at 6 AM every day. Trish, what a freak you are.
Oh god. Oh, Grant said he'd do the open with you and Dents.
Okay,
You
let's
gonna
do
kill me?
it. Let's do it. That won't be so bad. I belong with you, Trish.
Now he is Arabic. I am Lebanese.
This makes me think that Trish is Taylor Self. I've been thinking that watching this chat.
That would be catfish of the year.
Wouldn't that be so funny? What a like perfect alter ego.
Hitler would have a whole new video and then 17 more to make if that were true. Don Fall,
Oh yeah.
no longer CEO.
Thank God.
Do you want to know something? Do you want to know something?
What?
How sad this is that when that came up, for a second, I was like, didn't he already resign?
Oh, what?
Like, I just was like, is this man really still CEO? We haven't heard from him in how long? Like, it wasn't like, oh my God. Like, I was just like, yeah, I mean, I didn't think he was doing anything anyways.
I mean, no, he's not been present since the 2024 games at all. And I think everybody assumed that once Cross was sold, he would probably be gone anyway. So when I saw that, I thought maybe CrossFit has sold and this is like part of the changeover. But I feel like I haven't seen anybody talk about that. And somebody would have some sort of rumor if that were to be true.
It's
Or
just so
maybe
interesting. Like, you couldn't wait till, a week and a half till the open was over or do it before the open. Like, it's just such interesting timing to do it smack dab in the middle of the
But,
open.
like, what's it matter? It's not like it was Dave. If it was Dave that
Yeah.
left, that'd be crazy in the middle of the open, but, like, so who's
You
downfall?
know, it just doesn't look great how many CEOs CrossFit has had in the last. It's not a good look.
I mean, there's only been 3.
5. Someone said 5 in the last 8 years or something.
It Greg, Eric Rosa, and Don Fall, right?
Is that correct? I think there was another one in there. I thought it was 5 and someone said 5 in the maybe I'm making that up.
I don't know, like, the structure, that may be silly for me to say, like, what's his name? Oh, yeah, Greg. Dave doesn't count, though, does he?
Dave.
Who's
Okay.
Allison?
Who?
I don't know. Who's Allison?
Who's Allison? When
Dave's
you
been
look it
for
up,
a hot
it is
minute.
5. But when you look it up online, it says Greg, Dave, Eric, Don. That's where I'm getting. But who's the fifth? I read somewhere it said 5 in the last 8 years or something, and PC said it's 5 too. I don't know who Allison is.
I don't really
Maybe it's like
count
interims.
Dave. I don't count Dave. Who is that?
Allison NYC.
When was this?
What is happening?
I don't know. I don't count Dave.
I mean, interims still count.
I don't think it counts. It's just like, hey, you're going to be a placeholder. You're not good enough to take this position, but we need somebody in there. And
You see everyone commenting on like Morning Chalk Up, like Rich is the chosen one.
who?
Allison Androsi served as interim CEO of CrossFit in 2022. Okay. I didn't know.
202. What's the last number, Jenny?
2020, 2022. I don't know. She was the CFO and she was in the interim CEO. Okay. So, anyways, not a good look. Not a good look.
I don't know who any of these.
I mean, 3 in 6 years is bad enough.
No, for sure. I think
so 4 to 5, if you whether you count Dave or not, in the last 6 years, 5.5 years since 2020, that's crazy.
Well, yeah, it's not good. I mean, especially when you see CEOs only lasting like 2 years, that is a red flag. I feel like for sure. Interim,
and they were like,
yeah, they haven't done well ever since. I remember, was it Coffee Pods and Wads? I never know if it's Pedro or Peter, and I say this every time we talk about him. I will say it I still don't know. Peter, I think. I think he had him on his podcast. This was probably 2 years ago. And the amount of times Don Fall said the CrossFit ecosystem, I wanted to lose my mind. He said it so many times, and he was one of those people that like he would be asked a question and he would skirt around the answer, most likely because he probably didn't know. All of these are assumptions, but like I've been in that like corporate world enough to know when somebody's actually full of shit and just pretending that they know. And he very heavily gave me those vibes, and I have not liked him since, which maybe isn't fair, but then whatever. He's like been non-existent since then. So I'm not sad to see him go.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't matter. Like, it needs to sell, and then whoever they sell to we have to see what happens with you after that. I mean, I also like if a company is up for sale, it's not crazy that the current CEO would resign if they think they're not going to be the CEO when it sells,
Sometimes, like, I was just thinking, what if
Trish the Dish said, "What do you do? Can I follow you on LinkedIn?" Sorry. What if what?
I was just thinking, like, what if they did make Dave the CEO, because he does know literally everything, assuming, right? Like all the inner workings of how the company works, what it needs to survive. Do I think that would be the best fit? Probably not. But then you put somebody in here who has no idea about CrossFit in the community, and like, is that better or worse? Or somebody who knows like they could run it in their sleep.
I mean, if they could run it in their sleep, it would probably be in a better position than it is now. Like,
but I mean, Dave, like if you don't have the CEO position, you can't act as CEO and do CEO things. You're handcuffed by whatever you're.
I think sometimes when you want to change directions, which I feel like, in my opinion, is what CrossFit should be doing, you got to have a fresh outlook, I don't know. We'll see.
I don't disagree with that either. I just feel like then, like, I feel like what is I keep saying CrossFit alive is the old school, the people who have been around for a really long time. Like we fall into that, people who know what it used to be like. And I feel like if it flips into something that's new and fresh, those people are going to be like, this is not what it should be or what I want it to be. And we're going to go, then CrossFit definitely fails because they're not getting enough new people.
I think there's a way to do a little bit of both to keep the core and then progress.
I kind of do some data entry. You guys are stalking me. And I don't know who we're quoting. Oh gosh, you guys keep
me. They want to know what I mean by new direction. But the last time I talked about the direction I want CrossFit to go in, I got crucified. So I just don't feel like talking about it anymore. And I felt like I had a whole page of examples. And then they were like, you gave no examples. So like, we're not doing that today. We're 55 minutes deep. We're not doing that today. That is not what today's about.
You guys need to relax.
You had your chance.
Take a chill pill.
Took it in the wrong direction,
Has there been anything else that's happened? I forgot about Downfall. Good call.
No, not really.
Nothing else.
I had a 3-rep deadlift PR today.
3 rep. What'd you get?
280.
Dang. That's great, right? What's your 1 rep?
305.
Yeah, that's great. I'd be happy with that.
Maybe my 1 rep is more now. Who knows?
Yeah, I would say probably so.
We'll see.
When are you going to do 26.2?
If I do, it'll probably be Monday. Just based on like now it's got to be on Mondays because my quads need the whole week to survive.
Yeah, right.
I also like on Saturdays. I'm not gonna do it tomorrow because I did a lot of legs today. On Saturdays, I've been doing longer high rock style workouts because I am training for high rocks right now. So I don't want to mess that up. So probably just like replace the Metcon I have in my programming with that on Monday. Just like do my normal lift and then do that as the Metcon because I'm not just trying to do it for fun, see where I'm at because a lot of people I know are doing it,
What's the time cap for 26.2?
15 minutes.
Jeez, okay. Yeah, I'm either gonna do it tomorrow or Saturday, and then I guess I gotta do 26.3 at Wodapalooza, which I don't really know if I love or hate that. I kind of hate it.
You're gonna go against Dents and Grant, and if you don't annihilate them, you bring shame to in the box office.
Okay, well Grant can do ring muscle up, so like he's immediately
no. 0.3.
Oh,
it's
sorry.
Gonna be barbell and rowing. Woman, this is your moment.
I've been waiting my entire life for this. No,
the movements that are left are good for you. Beat them.
Jenny, let's for real do it. I'm serious. I don't know how it's gonna work, but
okay, yes, I brought up that I'm doing a high rock soon. Are you mocking me? Because it is something I'm training for. It's gonna come up in conversation. Oh no. We also talked about the open multiple times too. Damn.
We did not talk about the new race. I don't even know anything about it. I don't even know if it's a race.
As soon as I saw, I was like, a few people sent it to me, like, are you interested? And then one of the 3 events they'd released is a 1-rep max snatch. And that makes me out. I mean, I think it could be fun. There was also like something like 2K bike and 2K ski erg or something, echo ski. And I was like, this sounds actually not fun.
I did see, while we're on the topic, what is it? Eighth ethics, something.
Oh,
I don't know how you say it. There's one in Miami.
Like Chandler Smith was kind of promoting for a while.
Yeah, but there's one down here in a couple weeks. Like,
oh, really?
I think so. It's in a couple weeks, and it actually looks kind of fun. I thought about doing it just for fun. Because
it'll be a good prep for when you come compete with me in July.
Yeah, sure. We'll see. We'll see where I'm at. And by the time we get there, I don't know what just happened. This whole thing. Okay, guys. You guys are saying a lot of stuff. What is?
Do you have a hot take of the day?
I'm stealing this hot take from somebody. I saw it on a Instagram reel, and I think they said this is a hot take, and I was like, that's a great hot take. You don't need a belt for lifts unless it's 90% or above. And I was like, I love that hot take.
That's not a hot take.
I think it's not. Dude, do you know how many people there will be a 55-pound thruster and they're like, I gotta put my belt and my knee sleeves on?
Yeah, but like as a physical therapist, I've been preaching that for years.
I know, but like the general population doesn't know that. Or they
Um,
don't believe that. Anytime they see a lift, they're like, "Oh, I'm gonna do a dumbbell front rack lunge." Belt. So
Jeremy
silly.
said, I feel like Mason and I grew closer in this episode. I feel like he hated on me. I gave him shit back, and maybe that's a bonding experience. Who knows?
He's pretty harmless. He lives
Oh,
in
you know
Limco.
what? Maybe Trish the Dish is Taylor because he's trying hard to bring politics into this,
That's
and
what
you
I'm
know,
saying. I do think it's Taylor.
Taylor's favorite thing. Vince, I
I
actually agree that that should be said in almost every class that like you don't need a belt unless you're using it for a competitive edge to lift really heavy or max out. And if you're using it to mitigate pain, that's a terrible thing. I also think the only other reason I would use it is like as a cue to help teach someone to push out into it, like as a proprioception cue. I do kind of like that when someone like doesn't have any idea how to brace. But generally, if you're lifting heavy, you are bracing. I teach PT students and we talk about this stuff so much and I love it. I won't nerd out too much.
I think it did actually. I didn't watch the whole video. Surprise, surprise. But I think in the video it did say like they are. If people are using a belt, it's probably because they don't understand how to brace properly. Definitely agree. But I've seen so many people do so many silly things with that. I
It's a
try not to
competitive
use it.
edge. It is a competitive edge to help you lift heavier when you are trying to lift very heavy. That's it. There's no other great reason to use it.
Do you what are your thoughts on wearing a belt when you snatch?
I hate it because I think it's like a hindrance to snatching, but I feel the same way as like if you're going to do it when it's really heavy or as a competitive edge. But I think it's like preference. I mean, there's like Olympic weightlifters that do it. It's just to me like that seems so uncomfy.
I was always told by the coach at the time that I thought literally knew everything. Still am not sure if that's true or not, but he always told me like you should not be wearing a belt because the bar should be that close to your body that like the
Mhm.
belt would get
And
in the
it'll
way. And
yeah,
I've
that's
always thought about that and that was the only gym I went to for like 9 years. So then I came down here and I see like regionals athletes wearing belts when they're snatching and I'm like but you're right, you see them at Olympic weightlifting meets. I think
I think
Matty
it's
Rogers wears them
preference.
maybe.
I think it's preference. I think it's gonna depend on the person's anatomy, bar path, all of that. I think I would say most people at a non-elite level are probably not good enough to be wearing a belt when they're snatching. Like they don't need that much of an edge. Do you know what I mean?
Mhm. Oh, I yes. Yes. That's why it doesn't make any sense. None.
I did have a belt on for my triple deadlift today, but that was real heavy.
As you should. What's your hot take?
I literally had one and now it's gone. Dang it. Oh, I don't think thrusters are going to appear in this open. And they've appeared in every single open ever.
Every single one?
hmm I'm pretty sure thrusters and dubs have appeared in every open.
I'm an overhead fan and floor fan, girly while I sleep. Oh, but that one too, yes. I don't know. I hope so. I like thrusters.
There's something wrong with you.
I enjoy thruster, but not light thrusters, like 55 pounds, no, but like give me a 95-pound or above thruster, low
We're
reps.
such a different
I would
could not
love that.
could
Only
not
because I usually can hang on longer than other people. Like that, it still
mhm.
sucks, but I get
You're
like,
better at it.
yeah,
Um, thruster, one of my least favorite movements. Top 5, maybe 6.
that's crazy.
No, it's not.
That's crazy.
No,
My
it's not.
top, the one movement that I hate the most is an air squat. And I'm not
That's
kidding.
crazy.
I am not kidding.
Snatch is
Maybe a
my
chest
number
to
1.
bar pull up.
Snatch is my number 1. Air bike is my number 2. After that, it's up for grabs of a like wall ball thruster or some sort of variation. And then any type of like a squat clean, done. And then anything overhead.
That
That would be my
literally
order.
those are all of the things that I'd rather do over
I know
anything.
this is why I want you to come compete with me because we would be so great. Just put me on the rig. Let me do a lot of burpees. Let me run. Let me power clean. I don't want to get below parallel. Like if I don't have to, I'll just stay up here. Let me deadlift high volume.
Ugh. Yeah, no, we are definitely two different
We
people.
did deadlift, burpee over bar, and muscle up. Best workout ever.
Do grid. Who?
Mm, we could for different things.
That'd be crazy.
Embrace the special sport. No, the thing is, I like doing the stuff I'm bad at because you just feel better about yourself after.
Now I'm getting like off on another rant, but the new gym that I joined, there's a guy there that was on Grid League, and my old gym, a couple gyms ago, they were like a grid team sponsor, so they would do their practices. Anyway, he was on that team and he did a couple different things, but I think he's a strength specialist. But I was telling him I got recruited like last year to try to do it. I'm strong, but like not strong enough to where I can just pick that stuff up without being in fear that I'm going to hurt my back. Like a 200
You have
pound
to
power
be,
clean, I
yeah, crazy.
can't, like, it would be light for me, but I can't just like do it as fast as I can. And to me, that's not worth it to potentially hurt myself to do grid. That, no.
When you see how fast they move, it's crazy how strong they must be.
I don't know. Maybe Taylor is cooler than what we think.
Oh, this person might be Arab. I don't know because they just said kanafi is my favorite post-workout, which is a Lebanese dessert. Maybe they just did some Googling because I said it was Lebanese. Who knows?
I mean, Taylor's been knowing that, so I don't know. My vote is still that it's Taylor.
All right.
Okay. How was the grandma bar? What are you talking about? I don't know
Okay.
what you're talking about, BC.
Bring it home.
Okay, this episode is brought to you by RF Supplements, the NSF certified supplement brand trusted by athletes who demand clean, effective performance. From protein powders to peptides, RF Supplements has everything you need to perform at your best. No fillers, no shortcuts, just science backed formulas built for real results. Check them out at rfsupplements.com and use code RF-ITBO for 15% off of your orders. RF Supplements, fuel your potential. We do have a booth there at Wodapalooza this weekend. I will be working it.
Next weekend.
Next weekend. So if you guys are there, stop by, see me, hang out. If you guys are going to be there and don't want to come to the booth, you should, but come hang out with me because I'm going to be by myself. Okay.
Right, follow us on Instagram. We're inching closer to some of our goals. Get on there, follow us, please. And we'll see you next week.
That's it, guys.